Hey folks, I hope you're all doing well on your healing journeys. I've got a little video today about protein. Obviously, I can't get into the massive topic that is protein in a short video like this, but I want to strip away some of the gumph, some of the bells and whistles, some of the propaganda surrounding protein, and just get straight to the point about what's healthy, what's required, what my recommendations are on protein for somebody that's trying to reverse eczema, psoriasis, or dermatitis. So we live in such a protein-centric society, and so many of the diets out there are high protein, and they're regarded as safe, and they're promoted from all corners of the planet. You could be forgiven for thinking you can't overdo it on protein, but if you're trying to heal from something, then getting protein right, getting the right amount and not too much of it can be really important. And what a lot of people don't realize is that firstly, you're on a plant-based diet. If you're eating enough food, you really don't need to worry about getting enough protein. If I asked you, my typical response when people say to me, where do you get your protein, which as we all know is a very common question on a plant-based diet, I usually say, well, how much protein do you get? How many grams per day do you get? And most people can't answer that question. And for those that do, I am able to match that figure or give them adequate reasons to why my figure is right for me and for what my goals are. Now, I'm assuming in this video that your main goal is overcoming eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis. You're not too fussed about getting hench, getting swole in the gym. If you have that goal as a long-term plan, then that's another video and we can talk about that, or maybe give me a call, we can talk about that. But I'm focusing here on healing the body, maintaining a good body weight, not having too much protein, not having too little protein. So, a fact that often surprises people is the amount of protein that is in mother's milk. Now, think about what mother's milk is. When you're born, when you first come to this planet, you're a tiny little baby and you've got to double in size multiple times over. You've got to grow. And protein is all about growth, repair. And the time that you're doing most of that growth and repair is when you're a baby and you're doubling in size as the months go by. So mother's milk must be packed with protein, right? Well, let's take a look. So let's jump over the chronometer here and let's go to add food and let's try and find some mother's milk in here. So let's type milk human. All right. So let's say you have 100 grams of mother's milk. Here we go. So of 100 grams of mother's milk, we've got fats, we've got 55 out of the 70 calories coming, 55 coming from fats, 55% fat, we've got 38% carbs, and look at this, we've got 6% protein. So calorically, 6.3 calories out of the 70 come from protein. So from mother's milk, we've got a caloric percentage of 6.3%. Let's just double check that on another one. Let's jump over to Fit Day and let's find mother's milk in here. Here we go. It's right there. Okay, what do we have? Whole lot of vitamins and minerals. That's nice. Get your B12. Mother's milk is a pretty all-encompassing fluid. Here we go. Calorie breakdown, percentage of calories, protein percentage. Here we go. 6.3. So it's the same as chronometer. I guess maybe these websites use the same database. I'm not sure, but 6.3% of your calories coming from protein. And if you talk to your average gym junkie about how much protein, they're going to be talking way more than 6%. Way more than 6%. Typically, some of these diets out there, it's scary the amount of protein that is being recommended and that people are eating. According to Dr. McCullough, most Americans are consuming 3 to 5 times more protein than they need. 3 to 5 times more than they need. So how much do we actually need? Well, according to this, a more ideal protein intake is around 1/2 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass, which for most is 40 to 70 grams a day. And if we head over to the British government, British Nutrition Foundation, protein, how much protein should we eat? So this is the British recommendation for adults, an average requirement of 0.6 of protein, 0.6 grams of protein per kilo of body weight per day is estimated. So this equates to around 56 a day for men and 45 grams per day for women. So what does that mean in real terms? How do we actually get that amount of protein into our diet? So let's jump back over to Chronometer here and have a look. So I'm going to get rid of mother's milk and let's have a look. So let's just say early in the day, I'm just going to go for something really typical. Let's say oats. You have some oats, so you have a couple of cups of oats for breakfast in the morning. Chronometer is such a good site. I highly recommend you track what you're eating at the start. So this shows the complete breakdown of carbs, the fats, the proteins. So we can see carbs is the majority when it comes to oats, and protein 12%. And this is the net. This area here shows us the net protein macronutrient targets. So we've got protein. So far we've got 21 grams of protein just coming from the oats. So let's add in something else. I'm not going to put all the food in, but let's just say we have some beans in the day. Beans are usually good for protein. Kidney beans, one of my favorite. Let's just say we have a cup of kidney beans in your salad at lunchtime. Let's add the serving there. So that takes us up to a total of 35 grams. And let's just say at dinner time you have some potato. Let's put some potato in. Boiled with skin, that's fine. Let's say you have a couple of large potatoes. Make some nice wedges or something for dinner. So there we go. Just 3 random things. 1,361 calories from those foods. So definitely not a full day's worth of food there. Far, far from it. If you're an active person, that's probably about half your day. 46 grams of protein. So if you're a woman, your protein needs are done. You're met. You're done. And if you're a man, you're probably going to have a bit more food anyway. I mean, 1,300 calories for your daily intake is nowhere near what you should be getting for a normal functioning human. So you're nearly there. So let's just double check. What did the British Foundation say? 56 a day for men, 45 a day for women. So from that very simple plant-based diet, and again, you're going to have more foods than this, aren't you? You're not just going to have this in a day. You're going to have some salad greens. You're probably going to have some brown rice in there. You may even have some quinoa. You may have some juice, some oranges, some bananas. They all have small amounts of protein as well, and it's all going to add up. And you can see here that in real pragmatic terms, you really shouldn't be worrying about your protein intake on a plant-based diet. So let's just talk here about the risks. Let's just say that you want to make sure you're getting enough protein. You don't mind overdoing it a bit. You don't mind having too much. Well, let's have a look at what can happen when you have too much protein. So let's go over to healthline.com. This is a pretty huge website. Risks of eating too much protein. The first one there is weight gain. Weight gain is a bit of a risk whenever you eat too much of anything, more or less. We've got bad breath, constipation, diarrhea, dehydration, kidney damage. This is a huge one. This is such a huge one because if you're trying to heal from eczema or some kind of skin condition, the chances are your kidneys are clogged and you want to do what you can to cleanse and to flush those kidneys. And the last thing you want to be doing is eating too much protein. And as we can see here, following a high protein diet for an extended period, increase your risk of kidney damage. Why? Because you've got to work harder to get rid of the extra nitrogen and waste products of protein metabolism. Increased cancer risk, heart disease, and calcium loss as well. Again, because of the acidity of protein. Excess protein is not a healthy thing. Men's Health might tell you something different. A lot of the diets out there, Atkins, Paleo, a lot of these more protein-centric diets may tell you otherwise. But true health, when it comes to disease reversal, there is such a thing. There's definitely such a thing as too much protein. So Get what you need by all means. If you're a man, get your 50, 60 grams a day, and that will be easy on exactly the plan that I talk about. Complete Guide to Healing Eczema for more details on exactly the food that I talk about, or just watch more of these videos. Don't worry about protein. Eat enough food from whole plant-based sources, and you'll be getting enough protein to heal, reverse, cleanse from eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis.